Good morning, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, all our delegates, you all are looking very beautiful this morning. I would like to welcome you to Elets 14th NBFC, Top 100 NBFC event. We this year are the powered by partners for this event. And I would like to give you a deeper understanding into, so not only are we powering this event, our vision here is to power this segment, the NBFC segment, with our skills, with our technology in networking that we've developed over the years indigenously within India, within our own land. So, SD-WAN, I'm sure a lot of you guys, especially into the IT segment, are aware about this term creeping into the network segment of the business. We're going to look at how SD-WAN is going to be the future for NBFC last mile network connectivity. I'm really proud of you guys enabling the underserved, the underbanked, which includes serving remote locations, serving locations that usually don't have the kind of network connectivity that we at Tier 1, Tier 2 cities are privileged to have. So we're going to have a look at how NBFC networks are going to change over time and what the future holds for NBFC network connectivity. So just to give you a gist, our market research team made an analysis of the current scenario of how NBFC networks look like. So we're talking about the last mile network connectivity here, how they look like right now. You can see 78% of all last mile network connectivity for all NBFCs rely upon a single link connectivity, which means they're either using a single broadband connectivity, they're either using a single MPLS connectivity or a VSAT connectivity. 86% of our last mile connectivities are reliant upon a single service provider. So an XYZ NBFC has outsourced the entire connectivity to, say, a single service provider, say BSNL, Vodafone. 97% of all NBFC last mile connectivities are reliant upon open internet connectivity, which means these are not private links, they're not secured links. These are as good as an internet connectivity that you would get at your homes, right? This is the current stats for the NBFCs that we have researched upon, right? And we would like to change this, right? Why? Because there are certain set of challenges that come along with this kind of networks. Let's have a look at them. So these are some high-level challenges that NBFCs are facing in last mile connectivity. So of course, NBFCs are serving the underserved. So it involves a lot of remote connectivity, remote locations, and a lot of your major businesses happen at the remote locations, right? Small loans. So these locations usually don't have feasibility for network connectivity, don't have the secured MPLS connectivity, don't have wired connectivity at all at times. And many of the times they have to rely upon satellite connectivity, VSAT, which deliver bandwidth in the scale of kbps even today, right? That is an extremely expensive bandwidth and it is delivered in the scale of kbps. Frequent downtimes. Of course, we know in the remote locations we've got power outages situations every now and then, and that causes downtimes. Also, network downtimes are much more frequent. That is what we've observed in the remote connectivities. And not just frequent, whenever an outage happens, it's a prolonged outage. Because if there's a fiber cut out there, out in a very remote location, for the service provider to go out there, for the field engineer to go out there and fix it is going to take a few days, right? It usually takes 2 or 3 days or even more, right? And you're using a single link which leads to, business outage many of the times. Usually in those times, we've seen people in these branch locations struggling. What they're usually doing is they're using phone internet connectivity and tethered it, some kind of Indian jugaad that we do, right? And somehow make the branch work because there's a lot of pressure to make it work. So prolonged outages. Insecure connectivity. So like I said, most of the connectivities are broadband, is as good as a home internet connectivity. So they're all insecure. There is no secure encryption, or there is no secure private VPN sort of connectivity. So it's all working out on open connectivity. Lack of visibility. Nobody at the hub location, nobody at the head office has full visibility in real time. How many of their branches are performing? How many of them are performing well in terms of connectivity? And how many of them are actually outage? So all outages that are known by the nature of escalations from the branch. So there's a reactive response to the outage. There's no proactive knowledge of an outage happening out in the field, right? So that's a lack of visibility. And of course, there's no SLA. So there's no service level agreements on these links because those are broadband links, right? So nobody offers an SLA on broadband links. There's no guarantee that 100% or a 99.9%, the standard BFSI SLA that exists. We don't see that in NBFC so far. So what we've done is, to mitigate these challenges, a lot of NBFCs have started exploring SD-WAN as a solution, and they've started exploring Western SD-WAN solutions. What has happened over the last 3 or so years is, after using the Western SD-WAN solutions, they've realized that those solutions just don't work in India, right? India is a unique country. We need solutions that cater, that understand the Indian market, that understand the requirements of this, both commercially as well as in terms of technology and the pattern of usage. So, a lot of Western vendors have pushed their SD-WAN solutions, which have worked very well in the West, but it just failed to work even on a technology basis, also on a return on investment point of view in India, right? NBFCs also being very cost sensitive segment in terms of spending on connectivity. Some of the solutions, Western solutions, just don't make a sense. So what we've done here is we've gone ahead and built an SD-WAN solution which is made for India and made in India. So we've really studied what NBFCs require here and also BFSI and made it right here in our own land, right? We've deployed this over some large BFSIs as well, very successfully. I'll show you some of the use cases that we've done here. But so what we've done is, right? So we at Piscis Networks. So what we live by this, you think SD-WAN, you think Piscis. We eat networking for breakfast, lunch, and dinner at the company, and we really live by the promise to deliver enterprise-grade networking at the remotest locations for NBFCs. So, Piscis Networks, we are a technology-driven managed SD-WAN service company. We've got an in-house SD-WAN deployment. We're not just some managed service company that uses off-the-shelf products, vendors, and just plug and play and give you connectivity. We have developed our own SD-WAN technology that involves development of hardware, that involves development of software and services along to go with it, right? So it's all part of the umbrella. And we're backed by Tata, right? So that, I think, speaks for itself, right? A brand like Tata has trusted us not only with its partnership, it has trusted us with investments. Tata is a key stakeholder. also on our board of directors, right? So, how did we solve all the challenges that we saw before? Well, to simply put it, sometimes you just have to reinvent the wheel, right? You can't keep using the same technology and build on top of it. Sometimes you have to just scratch down everything and start from the bottom up. That's exactly what we have done. We've done innovation on all levels. We've done innovation on hardware, we've done innovation on software, and we've done innovation on service as well. So what kind of innovation? We'll have a quick look. So this is a typical hardware that we deploy in the branch locations. You can see this is an all-in-one hardware. The same hardware, it'll work like a router. It's an enterprise-grade router. For those who understand, it runs enterprise-grade routing like OSPF, BGP. These are protocols that you would see in larger devices coming from the Western vendors. We've put that in a small, compact form factor, right? Not only have we brought down costs, in terms of capex, we are as low as 10% of the costs of some of the Western solutions that we've got in the market. The same device works like a switch, so there's network segmentation. It's got a managed switch. It has firewall, so no compromise on security. It also has a firewall. It's got Wi-Fi, so you don't need to buy another access points. You don't need to invest into Wi-Fi access points separately. It's got Wi-Fi. It's got VPN, so it has an end-to-end encryption from your branch to the hub location. And it's got, not to mention, it also has built-in LTE coming up with 5G as well. So built-in 4G and 5G, what that enables is in the locations where you don't have wired connectivity, your networks are seamlessly working over LTE connectivity, right? Many times better than the wired connectivity in those areas. So this is the hardware part, and all of this packed into a very small form factor, extremely cost effective both in terms of capex and opex, robust, right? Industry grade, ruggedized form factor. This would easily work for where normally Western vendors would give 3 years, 5 years max. We go for longer terms. This easily works for 7 years or more, right? And you don't have to constantly keep upgrading the hardware at the branch. Innovation in software, we've developed a controller software that sits at the hub and controls thousands of branch locations centrally. What this is going to do is this is going to revolutionize your entire point of view of your entire branch networking. We've got real-time monitoring, so anything happening on any branch, if there's a power outage, this is the only solution out there in the market that shows power outages on the branch location. Normally, you don't know the distinction between a power outage or is it a network outage. If you're not in connection with the branch, that's it. We don't know whether the branch, so somebody from the branch would have to escalate there's a power outage or if there's a network outage. Here in real time, if it is a power outage or if it is a network outage. All those real-time monitorings are available. Proactive alerts. Whenever something goes down, a link goes down, a site goes down, power outage situation, you get an alert proactively. So you don't have to rely on your branch to escalate. Before the branch knows, right? So real SLA reports. So like I said, we deliver SLAs. We deliver something like a 99.99% uptime SLA guarantee on our services, just like the enterprise networking. So you don't pay for branches where we've not delivered. Very few, if it ever happens. If we are not delivering, you just don't pay for it. So there's a 99.99% SLA, and these SLAs are not some Excel files that you get at the end of the quarter from the service provider, right? How much can you trust an SLA that comes from a service provider that's providing you the link, right? You can't trust Excels anymore. This is a real-time SLA that your own admins, can download in real time and visualize in real time happening on the tool. So if a site goes down, you see the SLA meters working accordingly in real time. So you get these reports automatically, emailed, and you can also view them in real time. So these are real SLA reports. That's why we say real SLA reports, right? Data insights, a lot of data insights, how usage patterns are happening, at what times your bank, at what time the branch is working the most, consuming the most. So you see a lot of those analytics built into the solution. Centralized configurations, so any security policies that are to be pushed out, any content filtering that is to be pushed out can be pushed out in a click to all branches, and you could secure yourself that way. And then again, like I said, power outage info, why we put it separately is that something that lacks majorly in any other solutions, which you don't understand normally, right? So all of this and more, a lot more is available in the software which we deliver along with the product. In terms of service, what we have done is, as a MSP, we've gone ahead and tied up with more than 1,500 plus small, medium, and large ISPs in the country for basically anyone with an ISP license, right? To deliver the last mile connectivity at any remote locations that you could ever imagine in India. We've got deployments of the scale of 5,000 to 10,000. With Tata being our partner, we are deploying this aggressively in the BFSI segment as well. And what we are doing is we are bringing all the BFSI technology down to NBFCs in the right cost-effective manner that the NBFC deserves and requires. So the partnerships, along with, we've got a state-of-the-art network operations center where we are based out of Mumbai that delivers on top of these software and hardware, it delivers real-time support services, 24/7 support services, and takes care of your network as if it's our network. So you don't have to focus, you never have to focus about your networks, the equipments, the bandwidth. NBFCs have tried paying for bandwidth. NBFCs have tried paying for equipment. It's time NBFCs start paying for the service that they actually get delivered. You don't need to worry about the technology. We take care of it all. You just need to worry about your uptimes, and you just need to worry about your applications getting delivered smoothly, right? Even in the remotest villages. So why Piscis? We've got the best ROI. This is a straight up challenge. We've got the best ROI in the industry. Like I said, in terms of cost effectiveness, we've got down the costs to the range of 1/10 of most of the Western legacy SD-WAN solutions out there. We've got an extremely innovative SD-WAN solution that's built for India. We are Indians. We understand, the pulse, what Indians require. So we've built it accordingly. We've got a vast network of telecom partnerships that enables us to provide connectivity in a very quick. We deploy large projects of the scale of thousands of branch locations very quickly over a period of few days or a couple of weeks. That's the scale at which we are deploying. We provide, again, just to give you, we provide 99.99% SLA guarantee with all our deployments. So you don't pay if you don't get basically the 99.9%, right? Uptimes. End-to-end security, all our solutions have military-grade security encryptions end-to-end, which never ever existed before on broadband. And of course, we've got the values in terms of service and responding to you as a customer. We care more about your networks than you do, right? We've got the values of our investors, Tata, right? So we share the same core values, right? So you can trust us on that. We've got our team here today, just behind you. We are the Powered by Partners. So you could meet us at the stall. We've got 3 of our young team members here. We've got Karan Balakrishnan, who takes care of our pre-sales activities. So if you would like to discuss your existing network and how you can transform your network, you could reach out to him. We've got our tech lead. Anything that you would like to know about the tech, how it works, if you're curious about that, you can go ahead and have a word with him. And we've got our marketing lead, Ms. Dilpreet Kaur. You could go about and understand various aspects of the company. She'll be able to explain you about that. Just to give you, just on a concluding note, I've got a small video here for you, and we'll close it. So if you have any queries, I would love to answer them right now. Anything with your networks and how you could do things differently, I would like to answer that. Please go ahead and, if you have any queries, please go ahead. How much speeds do we deliver? On broadband, it's in the range of 40 to 50 Mbps. For the broadband, normally a typical deployment looks like a broadband connectivity combined with an LTE connectivity. So on the broadband, we normally deliver 40 to 50 Mbps, which is more than sufficient for most NBFC workloads. When it fails over on LTE, average, even on LTE, we get the scale of the same 40 to 50 Mbps in tier 1. But on an average, on LTE, you would get around 4 to 5 Mbps, 4 Mbps, which is more than sufficient for most workloads that NBFCs carry. So 4 Mbps is a ballpark, even on the LTE locations, even on the remotest locations. Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah. Sorry? Correct. Correct. Yeah. That's correct. Perfect. So you could have a branch to hub connectivity that's secured over a VPN, end-to-end secured with the highest level of encryption of the scale of AES 256. That's from your branch to the hub, and that from the hub you can deliver it your applications server.
All branches getting same 40 to 50 Mbps speed.
Yes, all branches. So what we do is we've got specialized equipment for branches that are in the remote locations. We've got a different set of hardware, antennas for LTE. So we diagnose, we understand a location, and accordingly we deploy the hardware. So we take care of the hardware. For tier 1, for example, where we've got 2 broadband. So for every site we deliver 2 connectivities. It could be, the first preference is 2 broadbands, right? So 2 wired connectivity. So if one fails, other one is there, and you're basically aggregating both bandwidths together. So if there's 250 Mbps links, you're essentially getting 100 Mbps connectivity. For sites where only one service provider is available, for one broadband, we're also providing a backup LTE. So for example, an Airtel LTE, if the broadband ever fails, it falls back on the LTE. For locations where there is absolutely no wired link available, we provide 2 LTEs. So it could be a Jio and an Airtel, wherein you're getting a combined speed of both together, and even if one fails, the other one takes care. And in these locations, we also put specialized antennas, which are say compared to your phone. If you're getting signal reception in your phone, these are 10 times stronger than your phone antennas. So you get a much more robust wired-like connectivity even on wireless options like 4G, right? So that's what we do, and this is our expertise. We understand what equipment, what hardware. You can't just buy standard set of equipment and roll it across all branch locations. It's not going to work like that. So we understand which branches require what kind of equipment, and we do that accordingly, right? So to answer your question. So we operate in multiple market segments, banking, BFSI, NBFC being core, also retail, point of sale retail is another, surveillance is another segment that we do. Oil and gas, we do a lot of oil and gas as well. IOCL happens to be one of our customers. And then there are upcoming, there's transport, wherein moving connectivity is required. So those are a few more segments.
How is it different from cloud? Your services part of is also included cloud-based?
So yes, the software part that I talked about, it could be deployed in a public cloud as well as in a private cloud infrastructure. Normally for banking and NBFCs, we deploy it in-house as a private infrastructure. But yes, we do have customers in retail segments which use our on-cloud controller softwares, and they for cloud we are partnered with for public clouds we are partnered with Azure and AWS, wherein we host our services, and all the branch routers, they basically report to that one NMS software, wherein you are able to manage all your branch locations directly.
So for addition to any branches by NBFCs, so do they need to buy servers for every branch? Setup cost will be more, no?
Not for every branch. For every branch location, it's just a small tiny device that I showed. Only for the hub location, there is a server. There's a higher capacity VPN concentrator per se that takes all the traffic in, and there's another server. So there's two set of devices. There's a VPN concentrator and there's a server on top of which this application is hosted. So that is the
caters to all the branches.
All the branches, yeah.
So you need to have only one server.
Yeah. So we've got scale from smallest scale would be 250 locations. The highest one we go is 8,000 locations or more. So we've got architectures that support 8,000 locations and more. So we've so for example, IOCL, that's 18,000 locations in total, of which we don't manage all, but just to give you a scale perspective.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, perfect. Any other? Yeah, please.
You discussed here in remote locations, one device you have.
Correct.
And in city-like area, another device for
Correct.
getting maintain the bandwidth.
Connectivity, yeah.
Okay, so just like Ashirwad, we have a lot of our operations are most in remote locations.
Remote location.
Okay, so how you can recognize or you can learn which device I need, just like.
So we are experts in that. We understand at which remote connectivity. We do a survey before we actually deploy. We do a survey of the site where we know this site is going to require. So we have like we have the partnerships with 1,500 plus ISPs.
Yes.
That comes in handy. So we have our in-house softwares that help us build feasibility reports much better than any single service provider out there, because we are working with so many different service providers, and that gets updated in real time every single day.
Okay. Is it necessary to use multiple devices from your side to use in our environment?
Yes. So every location requires a certain set of capabilities in terms of hardware. So locations where there are two wired links available, we would not put say a hardware that comes with built-in LTE options. Locations where zero wired connectivity is available, we would put a dual LTE, and also in dual LTE we've got variant devices like we've got an active passive setup device wherein if one SIM fails, the other SIM takes over. We've got an active device where both SIMs are working together and you get an aggregated bandwidth. So in locations where you have no wired connectivity, you would want more bandwidth purely on LTE. So we use that kind of hardware. And not to mention, apart from the actual device, we've also got attachments for antennas and better receptions, which are mounted outdoors to give you a better reception. So yes, every location has a different set of hardware that we work with. That's how it works best. So it's a game of customization.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Thank you so much.